What is going on, fellow farmers? Welcome back to another beginner's guide tutorial with your boy CG Farms right here on FS22. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about the cow stable with the auto feed system on the outside of it right here. Now, this machine, there is some inputs that you have to put in order for this robot to do its job. Right here is your robot. This is going to be your robot that feeds the cattle, and it actually comes out, goes around the building, and goes into this part right here to feed the cattle, and I'll explain how all that works here in just a minute. But first, we're going to take a tour around this cow stable, okay? So this is your auto feed system, all right? In here, you would put your hay. You're going to put your straw in here, and in here, you're going to put your silage, and also on the outside, you're going to have to put some mineral feed right here, okay? And I'll show you how to do that. Now, if we walk around here, inside here, if you'll look, that is the cow stable inside right there. That's where the cattle roam. Over here, I don't think these doors... Okay, this door does open manually. You can manually open it. Inside right here is where the cattle will be fed. Now, you don't have to worry about feeding them, as the machine does that for you. Now, total mixed ration. That's another good point we need to touch on right now. I do have a video on how to make total mixed ration, and if I remember, I'll link it here. But it's the total mixed ration, you do not have to make it for this particular cow stable because the machine does it for you, okay? But if you want to, you can still take your total mixed ration, your ingredients, mix it up, and bring it right here to aisle 1 right here, okay, to the slot 1. Now, if we walk around here, this right here is where you're going to purchase your animals. There it is right there. Over here is where you're going to get your milk from. This is where your cows will be. And, of course, inside of here is where the cows roam as well. So it's actually a really nice setup here. And then if we go over to this side, all right, and of course you can go in right there too, guys. You can see this is where the cattle go in and out. One of the spots anyway. Right here's where you get your slurry from. And then, does this one open manually? It does, but the robot will open it itself. Now, if you want to get manure with this cow stable, and I've got a whole tutorial on how to manage your cattle. First of all, to get this building, okay, this cow stable, you're going to go into your store, you're going to construct to others, go to construction, go to animals, and then on cows. Now, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 cow stables. The last one is the one you want, the one that holds 80 cattle, okay? And if you bring it out, that's what it looks like right there. And the only difference between this one and these, as you can tell, is it has that little building on the outside of it right there, as you can see. So, but that's pretty much the only difference. Now, if you want manure, okay, you're going to go over to buildings. You're going to go to silo extensions. It's got to be silo extensions, okay? And you are going to get this manure heap extension right here, and you would just place this somewhere near your cow stable, okay? So if we move it away, you'll see it say a manure heap needs to be placed next to the barn. So you put it somewhere over here. You know, you can put it like right here, or you can put it over here, or wherever you want. But that's how you would get your manure from this, okay? So with that being said, the first thing we're going to need to do, and just keep in mind that the robot works every hour, okay? So once it starts doing its auto feed thing, it does that every single hour on the hour, okay? Now, the first thing we need to get this thing running is we need to put in our ingredients, okay? So again, hay will go here, straw will go here, silage will go here, and mineral feed will go here. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and let me purchase some mineral feed here real quick. I'm gonna mark my spot on the map. And if you want to get your mineral feed, guys, go into the store, go down to objects, go to pallets, and your mineral feed is right here at the very end, okay? And we want to go ahead and get one of those. All right, we're gonna buy that, and we're gonna leave it sitting right there. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put in our hay. So let's jump in our tractor here. And you'll notice that when you back up, you don't have to get very close. It will prompt you right there for your hay. All right, so you're gonna start dumping your hay in, and you don't want to get too close anyway, especially if you've got a bigger trailer like I do. It will tend to catch your trailer on the top of the canopy there, and it'll throw your tractor every which way but loose. All right, so we've got our hay in. There goes our hay. All right. And now we're gonna put in our straw. That's gonna be our next ingredient. This auto feed system is actually really cool. From what I've studied from it and learned, it is actually a really cool little setup. All right, so we're gonna put our straw in right there. And as you guys can see, as the straw is going in, it's a nice little animation of the straw actually filling up right there. It does that for straw, the hay, and the silage as well. So it's actually pretty cool the way it works. That big old trailer, man, I love it. I love the farm sim games, I love it. All right, so now we got our hay, our straw. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one forward. All right, and then last but not least, well, not last but not least, but the last slot here is going to be our silage. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put our silage in. So just keep in mind, guys, you do not have to make total mixed ration for this cow stable, as the robot does it for you. Now, again, you can make it if you want to. That is completely up to you, and you can put it into input 1 over there, okay? But you don't, again, you don't have to do it because it does it for you, all right? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull up. Now that we've got our hay, straw, and silage, I'm gonna park that right there. The next thing we're gonna do is do our mineral feed, okay? So I'm gonna use my super strength here to pick up this mineral feed, and you just pick it up, use a pallet fork, whatever you wanna do, front loader, bring it over here, where that little bag is right on the side of the building. You'll see it, drop it down, and it's gonna start taking it, okay? There it goes, and once it's done, now keep in mind, this will start working once we pass the hour. Once we hit the hour, it will start working. This whole thing right here will close up, and you will see, where is it at? You will see this machine, that part of the robot right there, swing out and come down this way, and it'll start picking up the ingredients and bringing them back and putting them into that robot right there. And I don't know if you can open this. Yeah, you can't open that one. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to show you guys how this works. Let's back out of here. And I'm thinking about putting one of these on my No Man's Land. This thing is really cool, man. It's really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and speed the time up a little bit, and we're just going to pass the hour here, and there it goes. As you guys can see, there goes the robot right there, and you will see it pick up the ingredients right there. It's picking up the silage. It's going to take it back and put it into that. I feel like we can see it better without the light. I don't know. See how it opens up? So it's like a little claw robot, in which it's just going to pick up everything it needs, as you know, ingredients wise, and put it back into the other robot. All right, now it's going to pick up the straw. I mean, this thing is super cool. How could this thing not be useful? You know what I mean? So when I put a cow stable on No Man's Land, I'm definitely going to use this auto feed system. And I had to be a big area because, guys, keep in mind, this cow stable it's a pretty good size, as you can tell. It's a pretty good size. So let's hop back down here, and there it goes. But I do want to show you guys this animation, because this animation is so cool. Now, once it gets the straw in there, the last ingredient, or whatever last ingredient it puts in there, this door will open, the robot will come out, it will work its way around and go into the building and start feeding when it goes in. All right, there comes the robot. There it goes. Now, keep in mind, if you get in the way of the robot, it will stop in its tracks, okay? It will stop, all right? It's going to go right there. It's going to bounce back. It's going to come around this way. And just don't get in the way of the robot, guys. It will stop in its tracks if you do. It won't mess anything up, but it'll stop. And once you move it, it'll keep going. Now, it's going to come into this door right here, all right? And as it comes in, it's going to come right by the feeding trigger right here. So once it hits that feeding trigger, you're going to see the food start pouring out the very side of it right there, okay? I don't want to get in its way, but I just want to follow this so you guys can see how it works. So it's going to come all the way down to the end, right? And it's going to make a circle, and it'll start feeding once it comes back to this side, okay? But how cool is that, right? How cool is that? Like people are so smart. And what's really wild is this. There it goes, guys, and now it's feeding. It's going to open the top. It's going to start feeding the cattle there. There it goes. And like I said, this will do this every hour, okay? That is so cool. That is so awesome, man. Now, the robot will, once it's done feeding the cattle, it will go back around. Speaking of that, we need to purchase some cattle as well, so we'll go ahead and purchase some cattle. It's going to go ahead and go back around. And it will then go back into this place right here. It will go in, the door will close, it will lock, and it'll get ready for its next cycle. And before it does next cycle, guys, I'll go ahead and put some cattle in, and we'll speed the time up again. So there it goes back in. I just wanted you guys to see that cool animation, man. All right, there it goes. Now, let's go over here and let's put some cattle in the barn. So you're going to walk over to this spot right here where this little paw print is. You're going to open up the animal dialogue menu. And I'm just going to grab like, 20 of these. I'm going to do like 20 cattle. Let's do 20. And that should be plenty. All right. So we got 20 cattle. So now we got cattle in there. There we go. And if we go to our animal menu, open up the menu and go to animals, you will see that, okay, so it's got to be sped up just a little bit here. Let me see. It's got to be, the time's got to be sped. So if we go around another hour, right, like I said, it happens every hour. If we go around the clock another hour, it will do it again, okay? It's going to start doing the same cycle again. And then, like I said, guys, over time, they will produce slurry. They will produce manure if you have the silo extension manure heap, okay? Remember that you have to have the silo extension, okay? And this is where you will get your milk from, okay? Again, if you need manure, go to the store, go down to others, go to construction. You want to go to buildings and go to silo extensions, not silos, because in silos you also have a manure heap right here. But you need a silo extension manure heap, okay? And you would just place that like, you know, somewhere like, we can put it like, say, like right there just for craps and giggles, okay? And if you want to do liquid manure, you can also grab it here in the silo. Just keep in mind, guys, if you put anything for your cattle like manure, slurry, liquid manure, whatever you want, it's got to be under the silo extensions. All right, but that is pretty much it for this tutorial, I think. I don't think there's anything else I need to show you. Looks like the robot is still doing its thing, and there comes the robot. Now, once it's done, this will all open back up. The robot will then come out, and it will go around. And I'll show you guys here, if you get in the robot's way, it will stop. See that, how it stops, and then once you move out of the way, it'll continue on the path of righteousness. All right, let's go ahead and look at the animals here. And so the productivity is already going up 7%. So you got 33 liters of slurry already. Total mixed ration, 2,966 liters. So right there, guys, it's already producing total mixed ration, which is awesome because total mixed ration is a bit of a pain in the dairy area to make. But I will link that video here to show you guys how to make total mixed ration. I will also link my cattle video in here somewhere on how to manage your cattle. But that is pretty much it for, speaking of the train, we're going to be doing tutorial on trains too. That is pretty much it for this tutorial, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe if you're new. Smash that like button for me. Click that bell and click all so you know exactly when I post new content and when we go live. As we are live streaming on CJ Farms here on the channel about once a week. We're going to try to get to about twice a week once we hit 2K. Speaking of that, we just hit 1,500 subscribers. So thank you to everyone out there who supports this channel and who watches this channel. I love you guys so much. Until next time, stay safe, stay awesome, and be humble. I will see you all in the next video.